Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to take a look at the Takara Microman DC Catwoman figure.
Welcome to the party, pal!
Alright, so here is the packaging for the Takara Catwoman figure that I've picked up here. And it does appear to be say a comic book or cartoon version rendering, of the Catwoman. This is not from one of the movies. At least it doesn't appear to be. It's got more of a cartoon, comic book, sort of anime feel to it. The picture here does have her glasses on, her cat eyes, but it does look like it comes with an no glasses head. Nice packaging though, clear bubble. Lots of, I'm assuming that's Japanese writing there. Does say something here. I'm guessing that's like 30th anniversary. Yeah, it says since 1974. So this must be, what would be 30 years? Would be 2004. So this is probably fairly old. Oh yeah, right there. It does say 2004. So this is a, nearly 19, 20-year-old figure. Lots of articulation though. Here's the back of the box. Again, another pretty cool rendering. She's got her nails out there. It does say 30 points of articulation. They show sort of a generic figure here in different poses, but it looks pretty good. They've got, it's like 7 extra hands there. Let's see if that's what she actually has. It does look like she has like an extra changeable shoes, and one has a blade in it. She comes with a whip. Very nice though. Very nice. There's the 2 heads. Looks pretty cool. Micro Action Series MA10 is what it says here at the top. But yeah, overall, nice packaging. It's better than some of the packaging they do today, my opinion. But that's packaging. Let's get her open. Let's see what's in there. Okay, I've got Catwoman open, and I thought I would show you this. I did realize once I started opening her that it is collector-friendly packaging. It was just kind of taped closed so that so someone couldn't steal the figure. But it is actually collector-friendly packaging. So I think I might put her back in here when I'm done. I didn't plan on that, but it's nice that they did make the packaging that way. In 2004, that's pretty, quite ahead of its time. Okay, but I just want to show you that. Oh, and also there was, I think this was like, I don't know, but I'm guessing this is some kind of a registration or maybe some fan club or something, but that was in there. And also there was this infomercial volume 2 brochure in the back, taped to the back of the card there. And it does show some of the other lines that they make figures for. And here on this last page, there's actually the Catwoman right there. And there's a couple different Batman and a Batgirl, some other lines. It is 2-sided. I'm not familiar with any of these other, Ninja Lady, Sheena, Micro Lady, Acro Lady, Master Force. I'm not really familiar with any of these, but it's cool. It's nice. I'll probably keep this with the figure. So I didn't know, but the figure does include a stand. It does say Micro Size Action Figure Series, Microman since 1974. Has 2 pegs. She does have a peg hole on each boot. So let's put her there. Let's go over, see if I can get her to stand. She does stand just fine. Let's go over the accessories really quick. I already did swap her head out. I'll show you how that's done. I think the nicest thing about this figure Okay, we'll try this one more time. Um, I lost my train of thought there when my dog was barking. I did cut off the video and I'm back now. But what I think I was going to say was there are a lot of accessories, and that's really nice. The best accessory, I think, is this whip. It's pretty cool. It's almost like a rubber band without the what would you call it? The compression. But it's really nice. It's a really soft rubber. It does have this little handle at the end. It's pretty nice. I like it. You can easily wrap it up and let it go. It's pretty nice. These are the hands that were loose in the package, and all of the hands, it's pretty weird. I've never experienced this before. They're sort of a soft rubber. I don't know how well you can see that, but the fingers, the hands, even the plug's a little bit harder. The end of that goes into the arm, but the fingers are all really soft, just like a soft rubber. Now her shoes, her extra set of shoes with the knife are not. These are a much harder plastic, but they're nice too. They got a nice buckle there. Pretty nice. Also have the peg hole, I should say. You can see there's 6 pairs of hands here. So there was 7, just like the package said. And again, all of these are fairly soft for what they are. And you've got they're very soft, which is unusual. And this is a nice little, kind of I don't know what you call it. It's like a carry case stand to keep them all organized. But you've got, open hands. You've got gripping hands, 2 different kinds of gripping hands. The ones that were loose are pointing hands with the 2 fingers. But they are fairly soft, which is unusual. At least for me. I'm not used to such soft hands, but you can see it's a nice little case to keep them in. I think I would probably, and she came with sort of the scratching hands like she has on the picture there. Let's see that. It's pretty cool. These are pretty nice. Now, it's weird is, as I'm holding her and I've been kind of posing her, she feels like a model. She doesn't like a plastic model, that you would put together. She doesn't quite feel like the plastic that they use. See how that hand just fell out? These do just slip in and out very easily. They don't snap in or you don't press them in. They're just very loose. They just go in. And the head is actually the same way. It's just a straight peg, a straight hole, and it just slides on. So it's pretty easy to take on and off, but they also fall off pretty, especially the hands, fairly easy. The head not as much, because maybe the peg is a little bit longer, and it's not going to fall off if you shake it, but it can fall off fairly easy. So this is not, it does say 14 up on the packaging, and a lot of times the toys, they have an age on them, but it mostly has to do with small parts or pointy parts. This is really a 14 and up. This is not something, I can tell because it does feel like a model. This is not something that you could, I don't think, give to a kid and play with. The plastic, because it is really kind of a rigid plastic, it would break. It will break. And could be how the hands and the head and the fall off. The feet don't seem to fall off that as easy as the hands and the head. Those pieces would be lost, like almost instantly. I noticed something too that's just kind of unusual that makes me, feel like this is more of a model. As you can see, she's got a lot of screws in her back. She's got, 1 in the middle, 2 in her back, 2 on her back thighs, and then she has another one on her inner calf. So what's that? 2, 4, 6. She's got 7 screws. The old school Modern Joes, I think they only had 2. I can't remember right now. I haven't played with an old O-ring Joe for a while, or even those 25th anniversaries, but that's a lot of screws. That's a lot of screws in there. So this is more of, like, I think if you're taking photos, this thing's going to be just fine. It's going to look really good, even posed on the shelf if you leave it. But to actually play with this thing or give it to a kid to play with, it's not there. I could tell immediately. I could tell, but just by feeling it and moving it around. And I don't think that has to do with how old the figure is. I think it's just how it was made and who it was made for. She does have a lot of articulation. She does have that, I guess it'd be a swivel head. She has these ball jointed, it looks like butterfly shoulders. Ooh, but see, they pop right off. And it's not easily movable. So I feel like, see how one of them's a little bit higher, shoulders a little bit higher, and it looks like it does move, but it feels like it'll break if I push too hard. But she does have a, it's a ball joint. It will spin around. She has a, I guess you call that, she has hinged. All these hands are hinged. They're all hinged in and out. A couple of them, the gripping hands are hinged up and down. So she does have some variation there. She has an ab crunch. It does spin. It spins at the belt line too. That's a separate piece there, so you can kind of twist her. This piece, her crotch and her butt, it's like a loose sort of piece, so you've got to kind of line it up. If you bump it, you can see how it just kind of jiggles around there. She does have ball jointed hips though, and you can get her in a really good split. She is quite dynamic in that aspect. She's got a thigh cut, but it's above the knee rather than higher up. So it's just right above the knee. It's a double hinge knee. The ankle, there it goes, it's starting to come off. The ankle looks like it is a ball hinge, which is a little different than the hands and the head. But I feel a little bit nervous about trying to pop it off to put these on. You can see the ball there for the ball joint on the top. So she does feel a bit fragile. She does. And her plastic it does feel a bit brittle. This sort of boot cuff is a separate piece that can go up and down. She has that ab crunch. I think I mentioned that. Oh, and she spins here at the bicep. She has a bicep spin too. Double hinged elbows. I think I missed those. Overall, she's okay. She's okay. You know, I mentioned in the haul video, I got her for $25, and she's kind of on the low end for these figures. They go up to like 60 or 70, and I saw they've got Street Fighter, they've got DC Batman figures. This one's from 2004, but it looked like they did some of the Batman Nolan, the Dark Knight trilogy up to like 2012, and Superman Returns 2012, maybe even up to 2014. So this is one of the older figures that Takara has been doing for DC. But like I said, I saw Chun-Li from Street Fighter. I saw some other anime figures, maybe, not I want to say Sailor Moon, but figures that kind of look like that. Some girls that kind of look like that. But overall, I think she's pretty good, but fragile, and fragile to the point that I'm sort of afraid to break her. I don't know how much I'll pose her and play with her because of that. Like, even to get these shoulders down, it just feels like that one's stuck, and this plastic doesn't feel like the kind of plastic that you can really heat up. Even if you do, it feels like it might break. But she's okay. She's not bad. She looks good. I think if I can get her in a couple cool poses, she probably will take a few good photos. But I don't think I can get too much out of her. She is quite limited. And I don't know if that's because she's an older figure, or just kind of how she's designed and made. You know, you've got accessories here like these shoes, but I'm sort of afraid to use them because I'm afraid to break these ankles. And she's got these butterfly joints, which, you know, usually butterfly joints are awesome, but I'm afraid to move them, and, you know, for fear of breaking her there too. So she's got some of these awesome things going on, but they're negated by the fact that she feels like she's going to break. So let's sit her here, and let's just compare her to a couple of other Catwomen that I have. All right, so here are my other versions of Catwoman that I have loose. On the left here, we have the DC Mattel Multiverse Catwoman. And over here on the right, we've got two different Spin Master Catwomen. This is the Selina Kyle that came with the motorcycle from the newest movie. And it's interesting as these two here, this the Mattel Multiverse one and this Spin Master one closer to the middle, are pretty much the same version of this new Takara one that I just opened. They've got the mask on. They did both come with a whip. This one does have a removable helmet because she did come with the bike. So it's kind of interesting. You can see they're all fairly close in size. This Selina Kyle looks like she's a little bit taller than these two, but these two on the ends, their shoulders are about the same height. Now, I do have the other Mattel Multiverse Catwoman, but I realized when I was digging through the figures that I only ever found one. It's the Michelle Pfeiffer from the Tim Burton movie, and she's pretty rare. She's pretty hard to find, and I only ever found one of them, and so I did not open her. So I thought I had one more, and I do, but it's not open. It's a nice figure based on the character from that movie, but unfortunately I don't have her open, and so I can't share her with you today. Let's see. So this multiverse one, very hard to stand. She has the worst articulation out of all of them. And I think although this new Takara one, I say new, but she's actually the oldest, she has the most points of articulation. But because of her fragility, it's kind of pointless, you know, to have those butterfly joints, but they're kind of jammed and stuck. And she feels like she's going to snap if you really try to move her. So I have to say that this multiverse one, probably the worst of these four here. She's got these kind of funky hips, so she can't spread her, she can't do any type of a Van Damme kick or anything. And she also has these very teeny feet with heels, so she's pretty difficult to stand. Single hinged elbow. She does have the bicep swivel and ball hinged elbows, or shoulders. But she's okay. She's all right. For her time at the time, she was pretty good. And her whip is all right. Her whip's not too bad. But she's just okay. She does have the V-neck with the zipper here, the most revealing of the outfits. So take that for what it's worth. And she does have a lot of texture in her suit, which is nice. The Selina Kyle here, based on the movie, she does have some pretty good articulation. She has the thigh swivel, ball hinged hips, a single hinged knee, single hinged elbow, and a swivel head. These figures always sort of lack the waist articulation that even this figure has. But this is based on the character from the movie, so she's okay. She came with a motorcycle that she can ride, but she has the problem of being unable to look up when she rides. So she's kind of staring at the ground when she drives. But the bike is nice. I do have the regular version of this where she's just black without the dirt. But she is okay. I think actually the best one is this Spin Master here. She probably has the weakest of the whips. because I think even this whip is a little bit better. It's a little bit longer, a little bit softer. You can actually wrap it around something. It's long enough to do that, where this one is just a really hard plastic. It's very short. Fairly useless, I could say. But I think the figure itself is actually probably the best. She does have ball hinged hips, thigh swivel, single hinged knee, single hinged elbow, ball jointed shoulders, and a fairly good swivel ball hinge. Yeah, it might be a ball hinge, but you get very little up and down, but there's a little bit there. You know, you don't get any out of this one, and a little bit out of this one, but not much. And her outfit, I think, is pretty good. She's got the better of the shoes. You know, both of these two. She comes with the high heel. This one's foot is much, bigger, so she's easier to stand. But this is like more of a combat boot. Very reminiscent to this one. So this one, I think this is actually the best one. I think if the combination would probably be that whip with this figure. And this one, I don't know how easy it is to find this one anymore. This was one of the first series of the DC Spin Masters. I haven't really seen this one. And this one is missing the waist articulation. And she does have that big hole in her back because these figures do come with accessories. These two don't have the hole in the back, but this one does have all those screws. So overall, I think I guess it would be like the $10 DC Spin Master Catwoman. Out of these four is probably the superior one. If you're looking for a Catwoman, I think this is probably the one that you want. As nice as this is, with all that extra articulation, I don't think it's quite worth the $25 that I got for it. Her whip is nice. It's nice having all these extra accessories. She does have a nice sculpt. I do like the sheen on the figure as compared to this sort of matte black of this one. But I don't think this is the one. If you're looking for a Catwoman, I'd probably stay away from this one. And if I had my choice, I'd probably stay away from these two as well. I think this is the winner here. And this is a pretty, stock, on the peg type of figure. I noticed that the DC Spin Masters, they're not really pumping out the comic book figures as much, and they've sort of focused more on the movies lately. But I'm sure you could still find this one somewhere. So overall, I think this Catwoman is a bit of a miss. I'm not sure that I'll dabble any bit more in these Takara figures. They did have a Ra's al Ghul that I was interested in. I've always wanted to get a Ra's al Ghul. As far as I know, this Takara is the only one that's ever made a 118 highly articulated Ra's al Ghul, and it is the comic book version. It's not the version from the Nolan movie, but he is a bit expensive, so I don't know if I'll grab it now. I'll probably stay away from these, but it's not a bad figure. It's just dated of its time, and the fragility of it, I think, is a reason to stay away. So that is my overview, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know, do you have any of these Catwomen? Do you agree with me? Do you think this is the best one? Let me know in the comments below. And thank you for watching. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will catch you next time.